Why do happily married couples, happily married women gatekeep their marriage?
Because there's people who are low key praying for the downfall of your marriage.
The happily married women are gatekeeping their marriages because of haters online. The haters that always see something wrong with whatever good that comes out of the marriage. The haters that always tell them, are you sure you're really, really happy? Or you're just happy for now? The haters that will tell them, just enjoy it while it lasts. So they've decided, the happily married women have decided that are going to keep their marriage because of haters. Let me show you this clip.
Married wives, please tell me I'm not the only one that thinks like this. Please show me that you're out there. Obviously, I'm a relationship coach and I work with a lot of women globally. One of the misconceptions or the common comments that I get whenever I do trainings, group coaching, is that there are no more happily married couples or good men or happily married women. And I have to remind them that it's not that they don't exist. We exist. We just learn how to keep our mouths shut. We started to gatekeep because some people just can't take the fact that there are women who are happily married and have a really good life. So if you're a happily married woman who not only has a good husband but treats her like a queen, like a princess, can you please tell me I'm not alone? Did you start gatekeeping? Because I started gatekeeping my life. Even the women around me, it's just normal to be happy. It's normal to have a healthy relationship. It's normal to be treated like a queen. It's normal to get spoiled. And it seems like whenever I go online, people are just fear-mongering. Please tell me I'm not the only one that just started gatekeeping. What are your thoughts on this?
Are there really women that are happily married in their happy home, or they're just there? Because I saw a post on TikTok as well. This woman was like, she bets it that women that are happily married in their homes are women that have decided to stay quiet and accept the BS that their husband gives them. They've decided to shrink themselves, and women that decided to calm down, the women that decided to hide under everything just for their husband to shine. They've decided to accept whatever thing the husband pushed to them. They decided to take it in. Those are the women that are in happy marriages. What do you guys think? Do you think this is true? I have your reaction on this video from happy married women, and I'll share my thoughts at the end of the video.
Video just popped up on my For You page where a woman was asking if happily married women are gatekeeping their happiness. As a happily married woman, the answer is absolutely yes. And I'll tell you why. A lot of times when we try to say things like we have a good husband, we have a husband that doesn't cheat, we have a good man, there's always going to be someone saying, oh, enjoy it for now, it's not gonna last. There's always someone that's gonna try and come rain on your parade, and that gets old pretty quick. I personally like to share things to encourage other women because there is so much negativity, especially on social media, a lot of man hating. I like to share my perspective because it's like, girl, not all men are like this. Not all men are crazy. Not all men are cheaters. But when you try to share, it's like people don't want to hear the happy. They don't want to hear the positive. They want to hear all the negatives. Yes, happily married women, a lot of times we're out there. We might not be very vocal because people always are so negative. And think about why it's so easy to always believe the negative versus the positive. Like we could have 10 women come out and say all men are cheaters and everybody's like, yeah, I agree with that. 100 women come out and say, I have a good man, I know he's not cheating. And people are like, are you sure? Are you sure about that? How do you know that? So I guess my point is, like, just because you might not see a lot of happily married women sharing about their relationships, that does not mean that they don't exist. Most of the time, we decide not to talk about our relationships or share anything about our relationships because we're just tired of the negativity. It's like we have to convince people that we're happy, and it's like, why bother? Why just be happy in obscurity?
So I saw a creator on here talking about and asking, why do happily married couples, happily married women gatekeep their marriages? And I'll say this year my husband and I will be married 15 years. And I know for me personally, I started to gatekeep my marriage when the continuous comments about us not really being happy, people asking, are you sure you're happy? I had an older woman a year or so into our marriage ask if we're still happy, and I said, yes, we are. We love each other, blah, blah, blah. And she was like, we'll see. Also, I have a YouTube channel, and we started vlogging our journey, being married, also believing God for children, and the comments that were coming from people that we knew, unfortunately, was not quite nice. We found out that we were the topic of some group chats, and also, like, oh, there's no way they're that happy, blah, blah, blah. I remember my husband bought me a car. That was a conversation, all those things. And so eventually we started to just close up. We started to keep things to ourselves, and because it honestly, it was very discouraging. It wasn't fun. Like, you're supposed to celebrate happiness and marriage and all those things. And, when you're constantly hearing conversations or whatever about, they faking, they such and such, they blah, blah, blah. It's like, you're like, you know what? All right, let me just stay here in my bubble. So yeah, we gatekeep. We definitely gatekeep. I know now, as we've gotten older, we do share things here and there because we're both on social media. And I think it's important to show healthy relationships, healthy marriages, healthy, happy families. But there are certain things that we still gatekeep because people are weird. And some people are just very unhappy in their relationships and the things that they don't have or they wish they had. So instead of celebrating, they choose to comment negatively. So, I gatekeep a little bit. We gatekeep a little bit. But, we're finding that balance again, of course, to show, that there are happy marriages out there. So 15 years in, and that's my best friend.
And to the woman who came on here and said that, us happy wives gatekeep our marriages, please learn what the word gatekeep means. Also, we already know that most of you are truly not happy and are lying to us to keep up appearances. Y'all can stop trying to make it seem like you've got something that somebody else wants. We're good.
Why do happily married couples, happily married women gatekeep their marriage?
Because there's people who are low-key praying for the downfall of your marriage. And they be some of the closest people to you. Keep gatekeeping.
Why do happily married couples, happily married women gatekeep their marriage?
Hey y'all, it's me, her husband. All right, so I was actually just talking to Ayana, and we were talking about so much of the focus on the phrase or the word of gatekeeping, and the amount of people that we were seeing, like in the comments, basically kind of trying to add or attach some type of negative association to gatekeeping. And it made me think, I was like, man, it's crazy because there's nothing wrong with it. I mean, you have a house and you might put I got the American dream. We got the picket fence around my house. What you got a fence up for? It's to protect what's on the inside. And as I was talking to her, I remembered in a very familiar movie, Black Panther. And if you remember in Black Panther, when they were going back home to Wakanda, you were going through Africa, you're seeing this luxurious, this vast landscape, and all of a sudden you see them going to a mountain and they literally fly through it because it was a hologram. Now, what was that hologram? It was a gate. They were gatekeeping their civilization, their home, their place that they called safety, their haven, or they're ultimately gatekeeping Wakanda. Why? Because they have resources that they knew that everybody wanted. So, and with us, with Ayana and myself, when we first got together, we saw how important it was for us to establish our foundation, for us to get to a place of not only recognizing and knowing we're building something. And in us building what we're building, we can't let everybody in while we're building. Because when we started to do that prematurely, of course, people had things to say. It just is what it is. But on top of that, there were also resources that we have, not were, but there are resources that we have that if we would have allowed everyone in, we wouldn't have been able to understand what the resources are. So instead of passing all of our resources out, we realized, hey, let's protect this investment. Let's protect the time. Let's protect the safety of what we're creating and build. And now where we are now, 15 years later, we also understand, hey, there's some stuff that it doesn't involve everybody else. That's her and I. So even when it comes to the stuff we do share highlights. We do share moments of or glimpses of our relationship. And on top of that, we of course share advice, counsel, all of the above, because we love. But more than anything, what we want to do, especially as Ayana and myself, we see our relationship as proof, as evidence of when God brings people together and you trust God, you make him the center and the focus of what you're doing rather than what anybody else has to say. Anybody else tries to identify your relationship to be, and you base it on him, is going to be successful. That's it, point blank, period. So again, 15 years later, I can say we made the right decision. And we'll continue to make the right decision as we continue to protect what it is that we call our very own Wakanda. So, that's my TED Talk.
I completely understand what she's saying because I do the same thing. Yes, my relationship is public online. Yes, I post pictures, but you really don't see me talking about my marriage online. It's not that I'm hiding anything. It's that every time you say something positive, there's always somebody that's trying to bring you down or something that you said and try to twist it. And I'm over it. And it's funny because people will see the love you have for your husband, see the way he treats you, and they'll have something negative to say. Oh, it won't last. Oh, you just faking it for the camera. You really don't show him love online. Y'all really not in love. La la la, this, that, and the other. Over it. But see, I'm a very mellow and laid back person. I've been married for 22 years. We're past what people would say the honeymoon stage. The hee, the cackling, the everything so cute stage. The beginning stage where everything is cute until it's not. That stage. We're past that stage. We're like what you would say on stage number 5, because they say there's 7 stages to marriage. And I will definitely talk about that another day. But we're on what you call stage number 5, that stage where the kids are grown. So we're at that, hey, you, see you, let's date again type of thing. Best friends. And honestly, we're loving every single moment of it. I read this comment one day and somebody says, y'all act more like best friends instead of husband and wife. I'm like, okay, what are you expecting? Because at this stage, that's what marriage is about, right? The comfort, the security, the fun, and knowing that this is my person for life. That stage. But you know what else is wild? People criticize that too. If you're not all lovey-dovey and all in each other's face all the time, then you must not love that person. What? I don't get it. If you're comfortable and at peace, they criticize it. There's always going to be somebody projecting their bitterness onto you and your relationship because of their bad experiences, their loneliness, their stagnant marriage or relationship onto you. And don't let that happen. And you wonder why we gatekeep our happy marriage. Because of you. It's because we're protecting our peace. We're protecting what we built. But sadly, people don't want to see happy marriages. They want to see them fall apart to make themselves feel better. And I know some people won't like this, but some of the bitterest comments come from married women because they're not happy in their own relationship. So when they see somebody else truly happy, it triggers them. Then you have some single women who haven't found their person yet. Instead of being happy for you, they let that bitterness sink in and start speaking negatively over you. So if you see a happily married woman keeping her relationship private, let her. She's not gatekeeping to hide her husband from you. She's gatekeeping to keep what she has from the negativity. Some things just aren't for the public. And real love, it doesn't need an audience. Think about it.
I saw this creator, and she was saying, or she was asking, if happily married women were gatekeeping their marriages. And it's full of comments that people were saying, yeah, pretty much. And it's difficult to understand how that is, or why you would want to not talk about your significant other, how long you've been together, all that kind of stuff. But you do understand that TikTok and Instagram are not real places. There is a kind of quasi authenticity, but everything is curated. And once you've been here long enough, and you have like real things that you want to protect, you don't put those out on the internet to be gobbled up. If you are old enough to be on Twitter when it was still good, there was this lady who got on here and talked about how she liked to get up every morning and go have a cup of coffee with her husband in her garden. They ate that woman alive. Ate her alive. Talk about everybody doesn't have gardens. You know, you're flaunting, you know, your comfort. What do you mean you have time in the morning? Not everybody has time in the morning to drink cups of coffee and just walk around at your leisure. You're flaunting it in our faces. And you know what? I was like, when I saw that, I was like, oh, so the girlies really like their misery. Because some people, once you tell them that you have something good, they want to see, well, how you did it. And if you tell them that this is how I did it, they're going to find something wrong with it. Or they're not going to believe that you have it at all. And they're going to say, well, you don't know what they do when they leave home for work. You know, stuff like that. So, yeah, the girlies are quiet.
When they say haters come for their marriages, I really don't get it. Right? And if people tell you, are you really sure you're happy? Oh, your man is not cheating. Have you really checked? Women are talking from experience. Women are talking from experience. And women are talking from either their experience or experiences of others. So when you come boldly to say, my man will never, never, they'll ask you, are you really sure your man is who he is, who you said he is? Because of other people's experience or their own experience. So when when you come online to tell people that your man does not cheat, your man does this, your man does this and does this, that, that, and people are asking you, have you really checked here and here? Have you really, really, really? They are not hating on your marriage. That is not hate. Okay? That is them trying to tell you that. In fact, most of these women we've seen story time of women that have been married for 10, 15 years. I've been together with this man for the past 20 years. I've never for once cried. All of a sudden, they found out that the man has another family for the past 15 years. Probably they've been married for 20 years. He now has another family for the past 15 years. Or later, maybe 30 years later, the man started misbehaving. That's why women keep telling you, enjoy it while it lasts, because you are still married to a man. So if you're happy, nobody's saying you are not happy with your marriage now, but don't think it can change tomorrow. And nobody's praying for it to change for you tomorrow. But it happens. These are women that come online to talk about their man never cheated. They thought that their man has never cheated on them before until they find out something else. And it really shocked them so much because they've actually put that trust and thinking that it can never do something like that. So it hurts them a lot than them already expecting it. And it is not all women that come online to tell us that they're happily married, that are actually happily married. And why people say that is because they might know the deeper things about your relationship outside social media. So people already know how you and your husband behave. Just like you know some people relationship personally, and you see that probably the man beats the woman so much, she beats her so much, and the next thing he buys her a car, he buys her this, he buys her that to apologize, and she posts it. My man bought me this car, da, da, da. But she would never post when she got beaten by the man. And you know deep down that she just chopped beating last night. And that was why she got a car the next day. But these people post online to make other people that their man cannot afford to buy them a car to feel bad and made them feel like, oh, they're happily married, their man chooses them all the time, their man, buy luxury things for them, does what they want. And the way they will do the vlog and the voiceover, people like, oh my God, this man really loves you. But then she's not going to come online to tell people what he did to her that made him buy that car. So it's not everybody that posts, not every woman that posts that they are happily married in their relationship that are actually happily married. And some people view happiness differently. You might want something else, or something else can be making you happy in your relationship. Some people is money. Once they're married, they have money, and the man has money and is spoiling her with money, doesn't give her that attention or anything. So far, he's buying her all the gifts in the world. She's in a happy marriage and she's happy. Some people have different things that makes them happy. And if the man is doing it consistently, they are happy. If he's not doing other things, they are still happy because he's doing the main thing that makes them happy. The idea of them gatekeeping their marriages because of people are going to hate on them and probably wish them bad. I feel like they should continue gatekeeping if that is the case, because the hate comment is not going to stop, because a lot of women are sharing their experiences every day, and they started with happy marriage. They started with being happy. They even passed stage 5. There's some women that their children have left the home and now they are suffering. Okay? Later on, they still suffer. The man still shows them who he really is. So the people are still going to come and warn you. I feel like it's more like a warning, because most of them have been in that position. They thought things were going well, until. So when you post and you're afraid of people coming to tell you or warn you or kind of put you in check and all of that, then I agree they should continue gatekeeping their happy marriages. You guys, what's your take on this video? Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section. Respectfully, as always, your girl Mariah Davis, and thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed this one. Please like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you in my next one.